first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint some of my background for my trees, but also I'm going to paint some grasses in as well. Now I'm using the colours now, I'm using the acrylics with no water now. I'm not going to use them like watercolour, I'm actually using them creamy like oil paints. So I'm just putting that in the top area just because you've got a little bit of sky poking through here and there. I'm using this green and I'm add a touch of yellow to it, so you've got a really light limey green. I think I'll even add a little bit of white to that, so I'm just going to pop that in there and just keep loading your brush. The detail comes later. I just want to get in blocks of colour. Now the green is a little bit stronger down here, I'd say, and what I'm going to do is I'm adding a little speck of the Prussian blue and it'll darken up that green. There we are. So it's made it a little bit more of a mid-tone. Remember, keep getting fresh paint all of the time, most important. And if you notice as well, I really do vary my colours. I'm always constantly changing the colours of my paint. Okay, so I've got some Hooker's green here. I just wanted a different sort of green. I'm just going to use a little bit of that, maybe with a touch of the Prussian, and that's quite nice, and you can just put some of those slightly darker marks through there. So I'm going to use a very light yellowy green. It's really light and yellowy. I've got a lot of underpainting really helping me out here as well. So I'm just popping that in there. That I might just add a touch more green to that. Paint those marks on there like that. Let your brush dance. Like that. I like to get lots of different wrist movements rather than the same thing like that. Can look very flat. Don't fill in. Paint with your brush. So I'm really sort of getting all those marks. Now I do paint very, very fast. My best stuff is always done fast, so I always have to remind myself to slow down when I'm teaching. So I've got those green areas there building up nicely. I'm just going to put a few more little marks in there, but I'm just creating the look of foliage in the background here. So just use, and also you can use not just the flat of your brush, you can use the tip of your brush as well, like that. I'm going to use a little bit of this pale violet. I'm just popping a little bit of that in there, and I'm now mixing a little bit more of that violet there, just painting that in there. Remember what I said about keep loading your brush. So up here they're all kind of smaller marks, so you get all your small marks up here, and if you want to, what I do like sometimes is wet my finger and just blend a little bit there, so you can just blend that if you don't have a hard edge, so it just sort of drifts away. Blend that as well. I'm just going to use actually the side bit of my brush now, not the flat, to get some sort of that bluebell shapes, as it were. Just pop those in there as well, or you can use the tip of your brush to do that as well, like that. So don't worry, at this time it shouldn't look like bluebells or anything like that, and I think that's one of the things that beginners especially lose heart, because it doesn't look like a painting at the moment. I always say that painting, especially in acrylic painting actually, is a bit like building a house. I'm putting in the foundations, well I did with the underpainting, and now I'm putting in the walls and the floors, you know, the plumbing and things like that. Do all those things that you need to do before you start putting in details, the very darks and the highlights. So I just want to kind of keep this sort of bluebell colour going here, mid-tone, not too dark, but just putting that in. Just put a little bit of opera rose in as well, just to get sort of a tiny bit of variety of sort of different colours there. Once you do a layer on acrylic, you need to let it dry, otherwise you're going to disturb that drying paint and it all kind of crumbles a little bit, so it's important to let that dry now. I'm going to start off with all the smaller trees. I'm going to use my rigger, and I'm going to use some of the Vandyke brown, but I've just added a bit of yellow to that, and I'm going to add a little bit of that pink just to warm it up a little bit. Wet my brush slightly, really have fun now. These are the background trees. Sometimes I like to just do that. Just lines, doesn't matter, just a few lines. It just creates a little bit of depth. If you don't like it, This is what you can do. Little secret here. Let's say I don't like that one. Just wash it off. There, it's gone. Slightly thicker now, less water, and I'm just putting a touch of the Prussian blue in there to build up to that dark. And just sort of soften that bottom of that tree there. You can see already how it's coming to life. There's one just sort of going across like that. And there's a few more over here. There we are. Right, so I'm going to give my little brush a rinse. The other thing I was going to do to show you, using a plastic card, you can do smaller branches as well, like that. And you're just using a printing method. So you can just do that like that. It just gives you very thin lines, so it's quite nice to do. And also you could use it for doing some thinner trees as well. The other thing is the little wooden pegs. Just paint that on there like that. Because some lighter bits aren't there, you can just do that on there. So just paint like that. It's quite a good way of getting some light onto your trees as well. And it's fun. I will add a little bit of black now to the brown. What I've decided to do is I'm gonna have it leaning slightly, but not as big of a lean, not as sharp. And just bring that down into the bluebells there. I've got a little bit off pieced. You don't see me panicking, do you? No, don't panic, never panic. Always just sort of think you can rectify it. And I'm going to use that black here again with a touch of the pink. A couple of branches to lead the eye back in and balance the picture. Maybe put a couple more trees in here into the distance. What you could do, little trick for you here as well, is you could turn this upside down, because sometimes it's easier to paint coming towards yourself. Just putting a few more marks through there. In fact, it's so much easier, it really is. You can see I'm loosening up a little bit more. I'm going to put some light bits on because there are some lights in those trees. So I'm going to go back in with the yellow, a little bit of pink and a touch of the white, maybe a bit more pink. Just want a warm light colour like the sun is hitting, and it might actually be too light actually. Oh, it's okay, it's all right. Just putting a little bit of light on the edge of these trees, because the trees are a bit damp still, and what I'm going to do is just blend that. The light's coming from the left, there we are. That one there as well. Just sort of softens things as well. Lovely. I've given my painting a blow dry. I've changed my water. Really, two important things. I'm going to swap to a 1/4 inch brush because I just want to get some smaller marks on my bluebells. I'm going to use some of this lovely light violet here and just put in some marks right at the top. In fact, I might put a little bit of pink into my violet there. There we are. And enjoy it. So I'm just putting this colour down here. It's where the lights come in the trees down here. Slightly goes a bit bluer. From here to here, this area here is a little bit bluer. So I'm just putting some bluer purpley marks in there. But you remember I was saying earlier as well, it's just about varying those colours, mixing up the violet, the cobalt blue, touch of pink, and keep changing it. I'll give that a blow dry and then I'm going to work into some of the greens. Just putting a few little greens or light greens in there. Sort of doing some sweeping brush strokes now up into the bluebell. Just sort of getting a bit of a darker tone in there. And then coming back with a lighter colour. So you're just putting little bits of green in here and there, in between the gaps. But I'm just trying to form a little bit of light at the top of these trees, like the sky is trying to peek through there. Might just put more of a yellowy light down here, so it's not blue, because there's quite a lot. So I'm using the white and the yellow. There's quite a lot of light here. But what I'm trying to do is just capture the essence of that, the light of that. Again, you can use the flat, the tip, the side of the brush to get lots of different sort of marks. So I'm just going to put a lovely light greens through here as well. These are very sort of abstract shapes. I'm just now using those same sort of marks. I've added a bit of pink to the light violet, and I'm just putting that now on the horizon just to really kind of push the trees back a little. But I've sort of got into this kind of just putting on lights and colours and just in an abstract sort of way, so it's sort of a nice freeing up way of painting. That's a very lilac sort of colour, the first one. I've actually added a little bit more blue to that, so I'm concentrating a lot of my light around here, really using a bit of artistic license. I'm trying to bring the eye down here, so I'm going to leave it there and just start putting in some lighter greens here and there. Just putting little dashes of yellowy green grass here and there as well. There's quite a lot around here, so just popping that in there as well, little bits coming through here. I mean, you can go on and on. It's like it's literally painting blades of grass, isn't it? So you need to water down your acrylics a little bit and then just give it a little spatter like that. And it just gives it a bit of texture, but it does need to be watery. There, is that pretty? That's so nice. It really kind of gives it a little bit of sparkle. You don't have to do this, by the way. It's just something, it's always part of my process to do, and it kind of finishes it off nicely. But I think I might give the green a little bit of a go and just put a touch of that on. It's quite nice there. I'm going to put a touch more, a little bit here, just, oh, there we are, just really lovely, lovely highlight just there. I'm going to leave it there. I really do hope you enjoyed that step-by-step acrylic tutorial. It's how I teach my students that sort of building up process. As I said earlier, it's like building a house, starting from the foundations and working your way upwards. One thing I try to do is I try to bring out the individuality of each student or someone who's watching my tutorials. So I'm giving you the techniques and the basics, but I want you to kind of create from them. I use reference photographs, but just purely for reference, and you end up with your own creation. And I've got the painting here. I've kept it quite impressionistic. I haven't gone too much into detail. For one, I just wanted to show you that process. So it's up to you how far you want to take it. I do love my little bit of a splatter. Does give a bit of a sparkle, but if you want to take it a bit further, you can add more details. It's up to you as an artist, you know, what you like. If you have any questions about what I've done in the tutorial today, put them in the comments section below. If you like these acrylic videos and you want to see more of them, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll get updates of my latest acrylic videos and my watercolour videos. Thank you again for watching. Happy painting. Bye for now.